Host of Dick Morris Democracy right here on NewsMax. Good evening, Dick. So great to have your
I like joining Peter the Great, for the great Dick Morris. Not so much Ivan the Terrible.
No, not so terrible.
the great.
The early data, not so terrible for Donald Trump. You've been predicting in recent weeks that this was not going to be that close. It was trending towards Donald Trump. It's early, but calling Florida so early, with a really kind of a red wave in places like Miami-Dade County, in Georgia, independents flipping big towards Donald Trump. What are the tea leaves you're reading this hour?
Well, you're better at the tea leaves because you're looking at the tea. You're drinking the tea. But in terms of the polling going into this, echelon polling, I don't always think of it right, but their poll has Trump 5 ahead in Pennsylvania. So that's pretty good tea. I think that in terms of you've touched on some of the important points. One of them is black men.
Yeah.
There's a gender gap in the black community, less so in the white community, but among women, but much more in the black community. I think it's very likely that Trump doesn't win, but gets 10% better in the black community among men than among women. And that reflects a belief, I think, that the entire establishment of the affirmative action efforts, a black woman vice president, a black woman on the Supreme Court, nobody ever talks about black men. I was speaking to a guy who's really an expert on affirmative action, Conrad Tillis, and he said, the black woman is the CEO of a Wall Street firm. Because of affirmative action, the black man has a sign outside that says attorney at law and chases ambulances. And the entire system is aimed at black women, not at black
There's
men.
been a backlash against DEI, as you're
very much so.
Big time.
Yeah, Boeing canceling their entire DEI
absolutely.
group.
We want to bring in Senator Santorum again, but also Trump pollster Jim McLaughlin joins us live now by remote as this data is pouring in. Jim, your thoughts on what we've learned so far tonight, sir? What's most significant?
Look, I think it's really interesting. And you guys were just talking about Florida, Mercedes Schlapp's hometown in Miami-Dade. And I don't think people get the shift that we're seeing among Hispanic voters. Think about this. And it's nearly 2/3, 70% of the voters in Miami-Dade County are Hispanic. Donald Trump, get this, back in 2016, Donald Trump lost to Hillary Clinton by 30 points in Miami-Dade County. He's winning it tonight by 11 points. That's a shift of 41 points. Then you go to Georgia. Donald Trump is getting 15% of the black vote. We've been seeing that for a while in the state of Georgia. When I'm looking at these election results tonight, they're very good for Donald Trump and Republicans. And I think when everything's all said and done, conservatives are going to owe their victory tonight to black and Hispanic voters. I mean, it's pretty amazing, and we're seeing a seismic shift here.
That's right. Senator, we want to bring you in on all of this. I know you're chomping at the bit to get some thoughts in here.
Well, no, I think this is all correct. I mean, the reality is that when it comes to the state of Georgia, is what you're seeing. We're seeing the numbers in Macon, where the president went. Just to focus in on the African American community, his numbers are better this time than were in Baldwin County, which was also mentioned, which is suburban Macon. Same thing, numbers are better.
Big time.
It's moving in the right direction. And remember, Georgia, he lost by less than a half a point.
Right.
And when you see a 1 or 2 point move, that's dispositive.
Senator, we have some numbers for you, and take it away.
Some more race calls here. NewsMax can now project that the state of Mississippi will be carried by former President Donald Trump, of course, defeating Kamala Harris. Not a surprise there. Missouri, also, NewsMax can project that Donald Trump has won that state. NewsMax projecting that he has won the state of Oklahoma, and that Kamala Harris, we can put something in her column, the state of Maryland, now carried by Kamala Harris. Those are all pretty expected red and blue states.
Yeah, as is Massachusetts, which Newsmax can project will go to Kamala Harris, and going forward to Tennessee.
For Donald
President
Trump.
Exactly. Alabama, I know we don't have our graphics up here, but we're going to continue with these projections. Alabama, President Trump, President Harris, will win
Vice
Rhode
President.
Island, rather, well, Vice President, that's
Yeah, let's not jump ahead.
let's not jump ahead, no, we're not doing that. But again, let's just get
With Rhode
back
Island.
to our, table right here. I wanna go back to you, Jim McLaughlin, I believe you're still with us there. Those race calls that we just projected, any surprises to you?
No, there's no surprises there, but as best as I could see, and look, you guys were just going over, Rob Astorino was doing a great job there, going over the different counties, and it doesn't sound like a lot, but in most of these counties in Georgia, we're seeing Donald Trump doing 1 to 2 to 3 points better, and when you consider how close the race was last time in Georgia, I think it was by less than 12,000 votes.
Yeah.
Those are huge shifts, and it's great momentum going in, over the next couple hours. And this is the real stuff. When you compare that to what we're seeing in the exit polls, it's a really good sign for Donald Trump and Republicans.